Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and we're back with the Total War Warhammer video. The Twisted and the Twilight drops today at the time of releasing this video, but I have one more thing to talk about before its eventual release. You see, on screen right now are the 3 new legendary heroes to be added in the Twisted and the Twilight's DLC and patch cycle. Ariel for the Sisters of Twilight, Coidyl for Dreika's faction, and Gorich for Clan Molder. Now, why are these legendary lords so special? Well, simply because these 3 have been added in and have radically changed the legendary lord system, where Creative Assembly have finally managed to perfect the implementation of legendary heroes, at least by my opinion. But with that, let me explain myself. Let's use Henry Le Massif as an example. Previously, in regards to legendary heroes, characters were implemented just straight off the bat, so as soon as you started your campaign, you would have access to them. Or in the case of Heinrich Kemmler, you would be able to summon your legendary hero. And that's all well and good, but in the case of legendary characters as heroes, barring Croak of course, they either had nothing too special or they were just generic characters with a reskin. Henry Le Massif is the perfect example of this, where you'll begin with him as soon as you start off your campaign with Réponse de Lyonesse. The character unfortunately is rather generic, where Henry Le Massif plays more or less as every average paladin. Sure, he's got some decent stats, and that more or less is okay for everyone else, but there should be more flavor attached to a legendary hero, not so much for a character like Henry, who in truth is rather unknown, but bigger named characters do deserve a bigger spotlight. Cue our new legendary heroes. First, we'll look at Coidyl, Dreika's mentor. The way to get access to this character is by unlocking one of her special items, after which it will send you on a chain quest to unlock said item, which then will also end with you not only acquiring the item, but also freeing this legendary hero from his captivity. This is a character only available to Dreika in terms of recruitment. Of course, you can confederate with her through other means and also gain access to this legendary hero, but this makes perfect sense as they are connected lore-wise, where essentially the student wants to free the master. He is not an extremely powerful character, in truth he is a reskinned treeman, but he has his own unique mechanics and also has his own playstyle, very much different to that of a standard ancient treeman, as this character has a mixture of different laws of magic. Now we'll look at Ariel, the avatar of Isha, pretty much as close to a living god that we currently have in Total War Warhammer. And yes, I do mean living god. Croak himself isn't living, he's undead. Just making sure I say that before someone goes down to the comments. Ariel is an interesting character, as she should in theory be a legendary lord, due to pretty much her power level if we can be honest, but she is recruitable by the Sisters of Twilight by performing a ritual of rebirth on the Witchwood itself. A powerful character tied to the healing of the forests, which is directly linked itself to your main campaign, so this is a legendary hero which you're able to unlock as you progress through your own campaign. And finally Gorich, the Castellan of Helpit, a character you'll unlock as you play through your Throt the Unclean campaign. As you work towards Throt's unique item, the Whip of Domination, eventually after completing a series of quests, you'll be led into a quest battle, where you'll have to assist Gorich, the Castellan of Helpit, in the actual defense of Helpit itself. After which, should Gorich survive, then you'll have access to him as a legendary hero, an extremely unique looking and very powerful melee-based legendary hero. Each of these legendary heroes are tied to their respective legendary lords campaigns in one way or another, with each legendary hero being tied to their legendary lord's specific campaign. It provides a more thematic but also organic way of recruiting them. And it is, in my opinion, the best way that Creative Assembly should deal with any future implementation of legendary heroes, especially as the game gets older and more legendary lords get implemented. Eventually there will be a lot of bloat, very much similar to what's currently happening in Lustria. So it makes sense for some of these lesser known characters to be implemented as legendary heroes. But I feel with them being implemented straight from the start of your campaign, for example looking at Henry the Massif once again, or even Lord Croak when you begin as Gorich, it feels a tad empty. Whereas having it tied to your character's progression or even your campaign would be much more interesting. Think about it as a possible future, with the implementation of, say for example, Boris Todbringer as a legendary lord. Now obviously the Elector Count of Middenland does make sense as a legendary character, especially as a lord. But then there's also other well-known characters from that region which might never see the light of day. Say for example the Ard Ulrich, a well-known character and quite important in the lore of the northern territories of the Empire, but not a character that deserves a legendary lord slot. So why not have this character implemented as a legendary hero, where say for example Boris has a quest to fan the flames of Ulrich. This will provide him with a special legendary item, but also completing that quest chain would unlock Ard Ulrich. Something like that would feel much more rewarding than beginning with the character itself. The standard for legendary heroes, as per the Twisted and the Twilight, has massively increased, and it would be a shame if any future legendary heroes went back to the style of Croak, Henry, or even Crow. When comparing these legendary heroes to those about to be implemented, the level of quality is drastically different, and obviously that happens as a game progresses through its lifespan. It feels like this is a huge step forward in terms of quality, very much in the same way as how we've seen legendary lords that are free FLC instead of paid for DLC that have been improving in terms of quality. Imrik and Dreika are perfect examples of this, where they're even much better implemented than some paid for characters. But obviously these are my opinions. How do you guys feel about the changes to the legendary hero format? Do you like that the characters themselves are tied to their specific legendary lords? Or do you prefer them being more a standard mechanic, being recruitable by a right, or available as soon as you start your campaign? I'm rather curious to see what you guys think, as this is a way to gauge how viewers see changes through new DLC content. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let's start a bit of a discussion. I'm rather curious to see what you guys think. But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description section below are various links to different social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, and Discord. Also in the description section is an affiliate link with Element Games where you could buy loads of hobby-based products, not just Warhammer, for 10 to 25% off. Making a purchase using that link and also our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. It's amazing that people want to help a small channel like us grow and get to a higher level of content. A big thank you to Gibraltar LUSC, Ryan Bertsche, Andrew Prince, and Okro for subscribing to us at our Fane level. You guys are super cool. And a big thank you to Edward Yule, VS Vasan, Aaron Whitman, and Shaggy for subscribing to us at our King level. Honestly, we can't thank you all enough. And lastly, a big thank you to all of you for liking, sharing, and commenting on these videos. Honestly, it's because of you guys that the channel has been growing at such a great pace lately, so we can't thank you all enough. But with that, my friends, thank you so much for watching once again, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.